Hey, what up, YouTube? What's going on with you? This is Richie Rich the Trucker. Bring another video to you guys. I want to make some clarification. I was reading some of my comments on my last video. One of my subscribers asked me about, if I'm at Prime, why, can I make money without a trainee? Why do I need a train? And tell you the truth, it's an option. The truth is, I really don't need to have a student. I just think that, when you're an independent contractor, let me take it back a little bit. When you work for Prime, now any Prime driver who's watching this who's an independent contractor, please feel free to correct me. But you want to keep your revenue about $4,500 a week. That's gross revenue. That's not take home. That's gross. So you want the truck to make at least $4,500 a week, and you can do that here at Prime by yourself. But when you have enough experience and you have enough, you do good here at Prime, you can become a trainer. And where I like to see my revenue per week, I'd be happy with $6,000 a week, or anything over $5,500 a week, gross. With a student, and you really want to maximize your income. I train for certain reasons. One, I've been training for like 7 years, okay? And I went through training. It was kind of hard. I had some pretty bad trainers. They did some things that, weren't ethical. My training lasted for about 3 months. And I was told that even that was a little too long. And come to find out, one of my trainers was turning down loads to go to certain areas that I needed to qualify for. So, but when I decided to become a trainer, I always wanted to be a good dude, show new truck drivers the ropes, and while you're at it, make a little extra money. Now, see, a lot of guys like, you heard my video before. I said I was in a hole and I broke even. The truth is, I don't keep an emergency fund. I know most guys, who lease, purchase, keep an emergency fund or some kind of home time fund. I learned a valuable lesson from that, and this is my take on it. This is not a shot at any company at all, but I like to be in control of all my funds. Do you know what I mean? I'll give you an example. I had a guy I worked with at Stevens, and his emergency fund, I think he has something like $15,000 or $17,000 saved up over the years. And emergency funds and home time funds are, you're supposed to get easy access to them anytime you want to. But something happened where he got into like an argument, or I think he snapped on like a planner or a supervisor, and they terminated his contract. In that same token, they vanquished his emergency fund. And he was hot. So my ideal, I like to put my money to work. So I'm constantly investing in the stock market, real estate, other joint venture capitals, that I do. I just don't just drive a truck. I put my money to work. So, if my money is tied up in an investment, that's fine with me. At least I see some, some return of profit on that, instead of sitting in a fund somewhere, And besides, here at Prime, you probably can go 2 weeks off of work and take about 2-3 weeks to get out the hole. You really could. The reason it took me a little longer is because, this virus thing is kind of serious, and the loads are kind of being a little sketchy here. I heard they closed some of these meat packs, and Prime's a big refrigerator company. So, some loads probably got canceled and stuff like that. But it looks like things are starting to pick up again, I think in the next couple of weeks things will be good. I hope so. But anyway, like I was saying, my first year driving truck, like a lot of guys are like, why you want to train for it? Why you want your privacy and your space? And yeah, when I got out of training myself, I said to myself, man, I'm not training nobody. I need my space. And for the first year or so, yeah, I kind of did that. And then I started looking at it as a business wise, looking at the profit I could make by training. Plus, it's kind of, out here on the road, the truth is, it's not a lot of people to talk to. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm a lonely guy or anything like that, but, most truckers out here, and if you haven't noticed, There ain't nobody to talk to. I mean, you can talk to the shippers, receivers, and your dispatch, but they're busy working. They don't really want to talk to you. And sometimes it's good to have, somebody in the truck to bust it up with, I don't have no animals or anything I want to bring in here, but, get a new trucker, show him the ropes, tell him your mistakes, things that you went through that hopefully he doesn't go through, Earlier tonight I was watching a video about some girl who had a bad training experience, or she was saying that some trainers were bad, and yeah, it's true. Some trainers are bad, but they're not really bad. And I'm gonna correct myself. The reason I say that is that you'll either learn one or two things from your trainer. You'll learn what to do and what not to do. You know what I mean? So it's a learning lesson. You'll see what he did or she did, and you'll be like, you know what? I'm not doing that. I think she was saying something about document and take pictures and stuff. No, I don't do all that shit. This ain't that type of job. You know what I mean? Like, if you have a problem with a person, a trainer that you got, get off his truck. All right? Don't sit there and try to document. And, that's horse shit. That's no. Just say, look, man, things didn't work out, and go about your business. I did. I had two trainers when I went through the process. The first guy was country as hell, and the second guy was a little bit racist, but I just got through the process so I can get my own truck. This thing is a race to the finish when you're a student. Unfortunately, this is an industry where you got to come in and pay your dues. You got to come in at the bottom to work your way to the top. But as far as documenting stuff and taking pictures and telling, I don't go for that shit. You know what I mean? And that's kind of one of the first things I have a conversation with my trainees about. Because, to be honest with you, things do happen out here, and you need to know that you're not with somebody that's trying to set you up. I have a very stiff rule when I'm with my training. And it's like, we talk about things first before it gets back to like any kind of, supervisor or anything. I train mostly men. So, I tell the guys, look, let's be men about it. If something's wrong, speak your piece, and let's see if we can correct it first. Unless I'm putting you on the hood of the truck, driving down the highway. There's no need to be, micromanaging and tattletelling every little itty-bitty thing, because sometimes some things are just misunderstood and need to be have some clarification. So I encourage anybody who wants to come into trucking, just come with an open mind, okay? Because you're going to go through some things you've never been through before. I did. This whole trucking thing was brand new to me. Sleeping in the truck, like there's a bed up there that's folded up. I never stepped outside before. That's like camping to me. You know what I mean? I never, the bathroom situation, the food situation. It's a whole slew of stuff that, as a new driver, you're going to experience out here, and you got to be broken into. Even dealing with a small space with another person, you gotta learn to compromise. So, always complaining and stuff won't get you far. I have a very stiff rule about that. I don't want you complaining. Talk to me. We'll work it out. 9 times out of 10 it's something minor, okay? But always minor things can be made major without having the ability to communicate. Okay, so I'm a couple days out. I'm sitting here in Knoxville, Tennessee, man, and it's late at night. I'm about to go to bed, I guess, and get ready for my day tomorrow. But I wanted to make a quick video, do some clarification about what I said earlier, because I see my subscriber's comment. He was like, well, do you have to train? I'm like, well, no, I don't, but I choose to maximize my profit. I figure if I'm out here, why not try to make all the money you can, And yeah, you give up some space a little bit, you do give it some privacy. But at the end of the day, it's actually a pretty good feeling. Like, if you watch any of my other videos about me training, because I trained for 7 years, you see some of my success stories. I meant to make a video about some of my war stories, but I'll say that for another time. But, the success stories are always good, helping people get on their feet. Trucking has allowed a lot of people to really change their lives financially, emotionally, and everything. There's people who were dirt poor who are probably millionaires now because they got behind a truck. You know, I'm being serious. You know, there's people like, for instance, me. I've been driving truck for 8 years, right? And my philosophy is keeping my license clean and keeping my driver record clean and my employment record clean. And because of that, if I wanted to, I can get a job in a day, literally a day. I remember I was with Steven Transport, right? And me and one of the planners got into disagreement. If you watched one of my videos before, you know, they were kind of short me on miles and, you know, kind of give me the runaround. So I actually called Oakley Transportation down in Florida. By the end of that conversation, I had a plane ticket and a hotel room to come down, plus a signing bonus. I think they were giving me something like $4,000 signing bonus to come down to Florida and drive a tanker. But then one day, matter of fact, a couple hours. And the lady was like, listen, drive back to Dallas and park that truck and come on. I got a plane ticket for you from Dallas to Florida. And I'll have somebody come pick you up. You know, that's the only great thing about driving a truck and keeping your CDL clean and your license clean. You know, you can find a job in an hour. So that's life-changing. You know, I've been in situations where, you know, I had to apply for a job and I ain't heard from nothing for weeks. You know what I mean? I mean, weeks at a time. You know, I was desperately needing work. You know, especially when I lived in like Philly. Man, listen, I was taking jobs that paid $8 an hour. You know, barely making $200 a week. You know, I mean, I was close to going back to doing some crazy things. You know, but just to make it live. But, you know, being broke is the root of all evil, to be honest with you, you know. But trucking has afforded me a lot of opportunity, you know, to see the world, to travel. Every year I leave the country. I just came back from Paris last year. I was in Turks and Caicos before then. I was in Dominican Republic before then. I was in, let me see where else I go. Mexico, you know, I mean, just that, you know, I drive a Benz. I got two. You know, what else? I got stocks and bonds, and, you know, trucking has opened up a huge door. So, you know, my thing with trucking is you just have to find your perfect fit. You know, there's a million companies out here, but you got to find one that you fit in and that works for you. Okay. And, you know, that's why I tell students, you know, there's really no such thing as a bad trainer. You know, I mean, they could be the worst person, but you learn something from them. You learn what not to do. So anyway, just want to clear some things up. And, oh yeah, P.S. I had another subscriber on there talking about my student wanting to get off the truck because, you know, he wanted another training. Listen, I'm a cool-ass trainer, okay? Me, I like to go to Miami Beach. I like to go to fucking L.A., Hollywood. I like to go to Ruth Chris Steakhouse with my trainees. My God. Nah. I think he just had an emergency, man. And I feel bad. I hope Brother Tay shit worked out for him. I think it did. I think he's back at the yard. So I hope he's good, man. But nah, he was happy with me. So it ain't me. Trust me. Anyway, y'all stay easy. Hope this put some clarification for you guys who was wondering. And until next time, peace. Richie Rich out.